you've just got your first Spektrum NX transmitter, the NX6, 8, 10, and maybe you've never had to update it, download the firmware, you haven't created a Spektrum account or a My Spektrum account, two separate accounts, and you need a little help, then this video is going to be for you. So I got a request. A person sent me a message, and it's an awesome story. This guy introduced himself. He said he was 82 years old, getting into flying, and we started talking about transmitters and so on, and we settled on an NX transmitter. The next message I got was that he got a NX transmitter, and he said, hey, what do I need to do to update it, to register it to me, to connect it to the internet, all that jazz. So we're going to do a little step-by-step for the next 8-9 minutes or so on how you need to create a login to SpektrumRC.com, and you need to create a login to My Spektrum. That is two separate logins, two separate websites, and the My Spektrum is where you're going to register your transmitter, which will be my transmitter, and your receivers and so on, and that's where you can get updates for everything. The cool thing about the NX transmitters is that they're Wi-Fi capable, so all their updates and firmware and so on can be done just holding the transmitter. And that's what I want to show you guys how to do. So this is a NX transmitter, and you haven't had to download anything or create any kind of Spektrum account. 101. So hey, sit tight. And to the guy that sent the message, this is going to help you and help many others. And I think it's fantastic that you're 82 and picking up a new hobby. That's really neat. I care for my mom that's 74. She has Parkinson's. Really hard for her to get around. And pretty soon I'm going to be her full-time caregiver. And to hear that guy's story, 82, and going to go out flying, I think it's amazing. I hope everybody can do that. So, all right, before you can utilize the Wi-Fi capabilities of your NX transmitter, you first need to create a login and account at SpektrumRC.com. And once you have a username and a password and you're logged in, like I am logged in right now, then in the top right-hand corner, you see My Spektrum. Now that is a separate login and password that you'll need to acquire. And you would click My Spektrum, and then that takes you to right here. And this is where you register all your products. This is a list of my products that I have. I'm not boasting. I have all this stuff for you guys. The DX7S is my first transmitter. I have the DX9, the DXE, NX6, IX12, and then all your receivers. That's where you get updates. Now, all these transmitters, except for the IX, you have to download the update from the computer here and save it to a memory card and put it in the transmitter and blah, 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 or use the program cable. The NX transmitter has Wi-Fi capabilities, which is awesome. So you have your username and your password to your My Spektrum account. Now we can look at the NX transmitter. All right, we got our NX transmitter, which is really cool with the Wi-Fi capabilities. So let's turn it on, and I'll show you how to log in to My Spektrum through your NX transmitter. You need to have Wi-Fi in your home. I'm hoping you already have that. If you don't, and you have a smartphone, we can do a separate video on how to use your smartphone to get Wi-Fi to your NX transmitter that way. So we'll go in here to the function list of the transmitter, and we'll scroll on down here to system setup. Yes, and then we'll scroll down to Wi-Fi utilities. Right here. Now, this is where you're going to connect to your Wi-Fi network, okay? If you pick this up secondhand, it wouldn't be a bad idea to erase credentials, because the previous person can have their Wi-Fi password and the name of their home Wi-Fi already stored in here, and it just clutter you don't need. So connect to a network. The NX transmitter is a little slow compared to some, so if a thumb twiddles for a while, that's normal. Now, I'm connected because my info was stored. At this point, it would show your home Wi-Fi, whatever it may be called, We'll just call it ABC Wi-Fi, and you know that's yours. So just like you're connecting your phone or your smart TV or whatever, it's the same thing in your transmitter here. But the way you enter the name and the password is by using the keyboard in the transmitter, just like you're naming a plane. So I'm in the model name keyboard, and this is the same for your Wi-Fi password. You need to pay attention to the uppercase and lowercase. Like say this is a carbon cub, I guess this first letter is a C. You would select on it. Once the letter is black, that means you're wanting to change that one. So now's when you roll around and find the letter that you want. Is it an uppercase, or you keep rolling around, or is it a lowercase? And then we'll go back and find our C again, which is here. Then you select it. Okay, so that's the same keyboard in the Wi-Fi. We're now connected to my Wi-Fi. Continue. Now here is where you're going to log in to your My Spektrum. The same username and password that you created in your My Spektrum, not the Spektrum RC, but the My Spektrum. Okay, and you would go to log in. That's my username and password. That's where you'll type in your username and password, just like we showed on that keyboard where we were picking the letter C for the carbon cub. In that same keyboard, we'll call it. Okay, and then log in. Now, if you picked up your NX transmitter secondhand, hopefully the previous owner deregistered the transmitter before gave it to you. If for some reason you think that possibly did not happen, it's not a bad idea to click deregister and then go to register. And then once it's registered, you would check for updates. And 10.04 is already installed. That's the latest update that there is for the NX transmitter lineup. I'll show you real quick how you can find what firmware you already have inside your transmitter without having to go through all this. So we'll just hit back and I'll get out of here, and we'll roll down here to about, and at the very bottom right here it says 3.10. So that was the latest for this transmitter, and I already have it. Yours, if you haven't updated it, will obviously say 308, 309, something like that. One of the cool things about the latest update for the NX transmitters is how to power it off. We used to have to hold down the power button what seemed like an eternity. Now you just tap it once and it gives you the option to roll over and click shutdown. Have any more questions, let me know. But that's how you will register your transmitter and how you will download the updates directly to the transmitter using the Wi-Fi inside of it. After you've done that with the NX transmitter through the Wi-Fi, then you can go back to My Spektrum and your transmitter will be listed in here. All right, that was Spektrum NX 101, part 1. So, hey, if you got anything out of that, make sure that you're subscribed and give me a thumbs up and watch another video. That's the best way to support what I do. That's how you give back to me, because I want to give back to you guys. I learned everything about this from YouTube, and there were times that I watched 300, 400, 500 videos just to see a color of a wire and where it was plugged in. So I want to condense all that so you don't have to watch 500 videos and pass it along. So that's my whole mission here, guys. So hey, happy flying, and until next time. You'll see me here. Yep, right there.